Jiro hurriedly got into the co-pilot and said respectfully, "Father, I did not expect that you could still ride the car I drove in this life. When I was a child, I liked to ride in the car that my father drove the most. At that time I had a strong sense of security." Masao Kobayashi nodded, and sighed. "Jiro, this is a person's good fortune. Amaterasu might not have thought that I would have such an opportunity. This is simply the second spring of my life." Next to him, Jiro sat up with excitement and said, "Father, start the car. I can't wait to feel the greatness of my father's love again." Masao Kobayashi gave a hum, smiled and stretched out his hand to press the button for starting the engine. However, after he stretched out his hand, he suddenly felt his body instantly stiffened, and the whole person suddenly lost control of his body. Jiro watched his father's hand hanging in the air, but never pressed the activation button. He couldn't help asking, "Father, are you too excited?" Masao Kobayashi was speechless, so he could only whimper twice as hard as he could. At this time, he already felt very difficult to breathe and was about to suffocate to death. When Jiro looked at his father, he was shocked. His father's face was black and purple, and the blood vessels on his neck and forehead were all violent, and the blue veins looked terrifying. Jiro panicked, and blurted out, "Father, what's wrong with you?" Masao Kobayashi felt a pair of big hands stuck to his neck. He looked at Jiro with an expression of extreme pain, and said with all his strength, This medicine is poisonous." After speaking, the body suddenly lost all strength, tilted his head, foaming at the mouth. The medicine finally exerted its ultimate effect and killed Masao Kobayashi. Masao didn't know when he was dying. The medicine he took was such a devil's medicine. At this moment, Jiro hurriedly pushed the car door, and shouted at the family members who were about to board other vehicles, "Father is poisoned. The magical medicine my brother brought back is poisonous." When everyone heard this, it was like being struck by lightning. A large group of people swarmed in, and the family doctor hurried to check. It doesn't matter if they look at it, the old master is really dead. At this time, Masao Kobayashi's expression was extremely distorted and terrifying. His complexion was black and his eyes were bloodshot, his mouth was open, and his death was extremely miserable. After the doctor stepped forward to check, he tremblingly said, "The president, he really died of poison. Is the magic medicine poison?" The members of the entire Kobayashi family felt as if they were up there for a while, and they couldn't stand still. If this magical medicine is poison, then that would be a heavy loss. Not only did the president's life wasted, but almost all of the cash that Kobayashi had now was remitted to the other party, most of which were bank loans. In this way, in the future, if Kobayashi Pharmaceutical repays the loan, it will take at least 10 or 8 years to repay it. How can there be any chance for rapid development? It is conceivable that the future of Kobayashi Pharmaceutical will be in a slump. Jiro looked extremely gloomy on the side. Although he was also very distressed, but in his heart, he was also faintly excited. Because he knew that in this way, his brother, Ichiro, would never be able to threaten him. Not only can he not threaten him, but he will also kill him. Killing father is a capital crime. As long as he dares to return to Japan, he will be chopped into meat sauce. Wrong. Even if he does not return to Japan, he will send someone out to hunt him down. Thinking of this, he immediately coldly said, "Brother Ichiro must have killed father. We can't forgive him for doing such a rebellious thing." The folklore of Japan is similar to that of China. In the traditions of these two countries, father killing is the biggest crime in the world. So, Jiro gritted his teeth and said, "Now, I officially announce that Ichiro must pay the price of his life for killing father and rebelliousness. I have passed my order that I will temporarily take over the chairman of Kobayashi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited, and at the same time announce to all gangs in Japan. The mission, kill Ichiro. Kobayashi Pharmaceutical is willing to give him 1 billion yen. 1 billion yen, which is almost 50 million yuan, is a huge sum. Although Kobayashi Pharmaceuticals has just lost 10 billion and suffered a huge loss, it is a world-renowned pharmaceutical company after all. Lean camel is bigger than a horse. Even if the future will be very difficult, it is not difficult to spend 1 billion yen. This billion-yen bonus is enough for all Japanese gangs to hunt down Ichiro. As long as he dies, he can naturally become the official chairman of the company. The assistant of Ichiro was frightened by this sight. He hurried away from the airport while everyone was not paying attention to him. At the same time, he called Ichiro. As soon as the call was connected, he cried and said, "Mr. Ichiro, you don't come back to Japan. The master is dead, and the second master thinks that your magic drug killed him. Now he has a reward of 1 billion yen to killing you." When Ichiro heard this, he was frightened suddenly. Father is dead? And he died after taking his magical medicine? How is this possible? Could it be that that magical medicine is poisonous in itself? Thinking of this, he was angry and frightened, and he wished to confront Charlie face to face. It's fine if he lied to own 10 billion, and poisoned the old master to death. Isn't this too cruel? However, if you think about Charlie's opponent again, what is the use of confronting him? Father is dead, it is impossible to resurrect, and it is impossible for Charlie to return the 10 billion.